she has him clutched to her. It might take a couple of tries for them to get a hold of him, but they'll probably succeed, and she'll just kind of...
One of the Jennies will say, ma'am, I'm so sorry, but we have to take him now. Cole is grappling onto you. He's struggling. You may not be struggling. Cole is struggling. He doesn't want to be taken away.
They would probably take him mostly because she's not as strong. But
okay.
She kind of struggles, but they'll probably end up taking him, and she kind of just...
The Jennies will start to escort Cole away, and while they're escorting Cole away, Cole quickly, before anyone could really understand what's happening, he pulls out something, that the one held item that he has, and it looks like some sort of injector. You've seen this injector before. It's a serum injector. And then he stabs himself with the injector, and almost instantaneously he starts to morph. His muscles grow a lot larger and almost like Incredible Hulk-like larger. And his eyes grow red, and he starts drooling like a rabid dog, and he gets really feral. And several of the people in the court are very shocked at this, and he actually powerfully flings one of the Jennies across the room. This Jenny slams against the wall. Several people gasp in the congregation. He then picks up a table with his bare hands and then whacks another Jenny on the back. You hear a crack as if like bone cracking, and the Jenny falls over onto the ground. Several people in the jury start to run in different directions, screaming, as this rabid, mutated serum Machop starts rampaging through the court. What does Anne do at this moment?
She, as soon as she sees him injecting himself with the serum, she's gonna scream out, "No! No!" And while he's sort of rampaging around, she doesn't try to get in the way of him destroying everything. She just kind of vainly screams out, "No! No! Stop it! This isn't you! This isn't you! Stop it!" And after a couple of tries, she just goes to a nearby wall and tearing out, almost as if she's trying to tear out her own hair, and she starts sort of banging her head against the wall like, "No! No! No! No!"
While you're doing this, everything starts moving in slow motion. More of the Jennies try to stop or sedate the Machop, but he's just not having it. He's just throwing more tables around. He doesn't seem to be hearing anything that's Annie saying to get him to stop. And then finally, more Officer Jennies coming into the scenes. One of the you can see at the corner of your eye one of the jury members. It's an old woman, probably in her like 70s. She's got like a gash across her face, and she's like bleeding profusely. And several of the Officer Jennies pull out their guns, and they start firing because there's nothing left that they can do, and they start firing at Cole. And Cole seems to be resisting much of the bullets that are firing into him, but he's starting to bleed profusely, and he starts to slow down a bit, and then finally you hear a loud bang, and a bullet goes right through his head like a melon, and blood splattering everywhere, and he falls over with a thud. And then in your horror, the scene starts to grow dark, and you just start hearing whispers, like different people gossiping and whispering as if they're doing this behind your back, and you can't make out anything that they're saying, except near the end you can hear the voice of your mother say, I knew this would happen. I knew she was a failure ever since the beginning. No daughter of mine would ever end up as messed up as this, you hear her say.
At that, she just slumps down and she just kind of, in a fetal position, she kind of rolls around on the ground and just sort of like a consistent hum to herself, like it has, and sometimes muttering incoherently, sort of just rolling around on the ground in a fetal position, and she's kind of closing in on herself.
Meanwhile, Stephen. Meanwhile, you are in your sister's office, and it feels weird because her office is more darkly lit, dimly lit than it normally is. Normally it's bright and it's got a lot of colorful pictures on the walls and very uplifting. Something feels a little bit off right now. And your sister, who normally is dressed in white, she normally wears like a white like lab coat or similar to a doctor's lab coat. She's in dark black right now. And but her expression is the same, although she seems a little bit more somber than normally. Normally she's very, like I said, she's very encouraging and she gives warm smiles. But right now she has a very somber look on her face as you're sitting on your couch. And she says to you during one of your sessions, she says, Stephen, I have some bad news.
What is it?
I've been doing a lot of studies and diagnostics, and I think I realize the truth behind your dreams.
Really?
Yes, Stephen. I realize after doing a bit of research that your gift or curse or whatever it is you want to call it, it turns out, I don't know how to put this, Stephen, but she looks into your eyes with seriousness, as if she doesn't quite know the best way to say this to you, and she's looking at you as if she's seeing you as a stranger for the first time. And she says, you're not predicting the future, Stephen. Your visions, you're not predicting them, you're making them happen.
What?
I know, it's weird, it doesn't make it very much sense, but every time you come up with a nightmare, it sets off like some sort of chain of reactions that causes it to come true. It's your fault.
No.
There's some things that we can do to help you. We just have to make sure that you don't dream ever again. We just have to stop to make sure that you never dream, and there are things that we can do to prevent that. But I know this is difficult, and it really hurts me to say this, but Stephen, I don't think I can help you anymore. I think we might need to find you someone who can actually help you more. I think it's for the best, maybe, that you and I stop talking for a while, just until you get better.
No.
Stephen, you'll be okay, right? It'll be fine. You just have to come to terms with this, and... Does Stephen say anything? Okay.
No.
Okay. Meanwhile, Charlie, you are at your bakery, and you are finishing up decorating some cakes, and you hear the bell to your shop ring, and you turn to the customer, and in walks your little brother. And he comes in, and his shirt is ragged. It's been ripped. He's got dried blood coming down from his nose as if it had been bleeding, but now it's dried. He's like got some caked. He's got like a black eye across his face. Around how old was he when you last saw him, when he disappeared? How old was he?
He was about 6.
He's about 6, so that's how old he is. And he just comes in, and he looks starving, like he hasn't eaten anything in a very long time. He's very skeletal, and he just looks at you with very pitiful eyes.
Anthony?
Why didn't you come looking for me?
I'm gonna get you something to eat. Don't, just stay here. And I go to the back and grab. Pretty much, I grab a lot of donuts, a lot of scones, a few muffins.
You go over to him and you try to hand him some of the muffins, and the 6-year-old boy smacks the muffins out of your hands, and he says, "It's too late. It's too late. You should have come and found me. Why didn't you come and find me?"
I did what I could.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You don't even care. You're just baking things, being happy.
Anthony, Where are you?
He said, I was lost. I tried to yell out, Mommy, Charlie, Carolyn, but you wouldn't come. You wouldn't come and get me. So I stayed here.
Charlie isn't entirely sure what's going on. Like, he's having trouble answering.
It's your fault. It's your fault! It's your fault! It's your fault! It's your fault! He keeps screaming over and over and over and over and over again.
I know. I shouldn't have gotten angry at you before school. I shouldn't. I'm sorry.
It's too late. I hate you. 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 He keeps yelling out.
At that point, Charlie just collapses to his knees. He just can't keep going with this.
Finally, Moxie. You aren't really sure where you are at the moment. Everything is very dark. You can hardly make out anything. Wherever you are standing on feels cushy and a little slippery, yet some patches are really slippery, other patches are sticky. And you can smell a very familiar smell, but you can't quite put your finger on it. You try to adjust to the light, or what little light there is, and you realize that what you're standing on, the reason why it's slippery is because it's waxy. And the sticky stuff around is honey. And you look around and you realize that you are inside a massive bee's hive. A massive bee's hive. And you start hearing in the distance buzzing sound. 1 buzzing sound. 2 buzzing sounds. 5 buzzing sounds, 10 buzzing sounds, and they start getting louder and closer and louder. And it sounds like first they're coming from one direction, and then it sounds like more are coming from the other direction. Now it sounds like they're coming from all directions. And you can feel vibrations of little feet, little tiny legs moving towards your direction. What do you do, Moxie?
Run.
You run. You start picking a direction and you run. You slip and fall and you land on something extremely viscous and sticky, and the honey gets all over you and you struggle to get up. But you slip and fall again into more honey, and it slows you down, and you're trying to get the stuff off of you, but it's just so much. And the buzzing starts to get even louder, and you realize that there is a swarm of beedrills that are making their way towards you, and they've got you surrounded, and they're getting closer and closer to you. Yeah. Do you cower? Do you fight back? Do you just freeze? What do you do?
I probably cower.
Alright. You cower down as the bees start to come closer to you, and before they reach out with their stingers, the scene around you disperses. And the same thing goes with the rest of you 4. Whatever scene that you were in disperses. And the 4 of you are now together, and you're in this bizarre, I'm going to say fade-like area. Now, I have to specify, this may seem like the dream zone, but it's different. It's darker than the dream zone. But all around, but the 4 of you are now together. You recognize each other because you just had your friend speed friending thing. But you just had your traumatic experience, but now that went away, and the 4 of you are now together in this one weird looking space, Twilight Zone-y like space. And it's a little eerie.
After her scene, you see her and she's still hunched over on the ground, rolling herself, sort of rolling on the ground and in a fetal position, sort of humming to herself She hasn't really got that she's out of that world thing yet.
Steven is wiping tears from his eyes and looking around. This is weird. This is very weird. What's going on here?
Moxie would hear that and look up and go, "Oh, that Chinese food is bad. Oh."
What?
And meanwhile, you hear kind of humming, and kind of someone rolling around.
Charlie is kind of looking around. I think with everything that happened, he's not really registering that he's not in the bakery anymore. Where is he?
Does Steven realize he's asleep?
I'm going to say yes. Yes. Everyone
Okay.
roll a occult. I think it's an occult roll. So, from your knowledge, you have an idea of where you guys might be. So
And so do I.
we have the dream zone, but this isn't quite the dream zone. Do you know what this
Nightmare
is?
zone. Nightmare zone. Goddamn dark ride. Okay. I know I'm asleep, but this isn't normal. Even for me, this is normal. This isn't normal.
We're asleep?
Yeah. I'm right about this. This nightmare zone. Nightmare land. This is Dark Rise area. This is Dark Rise realm.
God, this doesn't feel right.
Well, it shouldn't be. This is a nightmare. This is the realm of nightmares.
After a little while, she stops rolling around and humming, and she kind of looks up and kind of looks a little bit confused, like, what? She kind of
Welcome to a nightmare.
stands up a little bit. That was, I don't know what that was. And she
A nightmare.
I guess that. And she kind of sort of paces around, still kind of pulling her hair a little bit, and kind of looking around. Where's my Pokemon when I need him?
Well, I don't think they're here. We're
I don't
all
like-
asleep, I guess.
Great. And she kind of fixes herself a little bit, and well, that was embarrassing. Nightmares. Great.
Yes, and why we're here, in this place? This isn't normal for a
Steven.
nightmare. Yes,
It is Steven, right?
yes.
If you know about this place, do you know how to get out?
I have no idea.
Oh, great.
As if to answer your question, Moxie, a few things appear around you, and they are a set of doors. There's a blue door, a silver door, a ruby door, a sapphire door, and a diamond door. Blue, silver, ruby, sapphire, diamond. And all the doors appear around you, so it's like in a circle around you.
When the doors appear, Annie just says, "This is getting weirder and weirder."
I'm not touching that. I'm not touching those.
Yeah, I don't like to, but seems like it's the only way out. There are doors.
I go to the
Probably.
sapphire.
You go to the sapphire one? Do you open it? You open the sapphire door, and at the other side of the sapphire door, it's nothing scary. There's nothing scary behind it, but you see a girl asleep. The girl is asleep in some sort of I guess it's more looks like an apartment from what you're seeing, and the sleeping girl looks like this. That is what the sleeping girl looks like.
Nothing behind this one.
Charlie gets up and kind of psychs himself up to open one of the doors, and he kind of very slowly pushes the silver one open.
You will open the silver door, and a different sleeping girl that looks like that is behind the silver door. Like she's in bed, but she's like hovering. You can tell she's psychic. She's hovering as she's sleeping.
Okay.
Annie's going to kind of be a little bit stiff and kind of go to the diamond door, kind of feel around it a little bit, see if it's what it feels like. If it's
It feels like what you would imagine a diamond door would feel like. It's very smooth. You feel though that if you were to force your hand against it, it'll probably cut you because diamonds are sharp. But it's,
she kind of shakes her hand when the diamond is cut, and she kind of opens the door swiftly and kind of just backs away and kind of in a defensive position.
You'll open the door. And by the way, I should also mention that when you open the door with Noir, when you open, you see this room that is very, very well decorated. Beautiful, beautiful comforter. And there's this woman who's there. She's got a really nice looking nightgown, and she's got like a sleeping mask. And the woman looks like this.
Oh, nice digs. She kind of looks around the room a bit. Not
What
the big bad scary monster I was thinking was going to be behind any of these doors.
What's the meaning of all
People.
this?
I have no idea. I go to another door that's not open. What doors are not open yet?
There's blue and there's ruby.
Blue.
You will see a alley of some sort out in the streets, maybe by a dumpster. And sleeping on the floor, on the ground in the streets, is this guy in a hoodie.
Okay. Why do we see all these sleepy people?
I don't know. I have other friends that know about this stuff.
Well, there's one door left.
That's the thing, I don't know any of these people. That don't make any sense.
Steven goes to the ruby door.
Okay. You'll open the door and you'll see one last girl behind it who's sleeping in some sort of a reasonable looking bed who looks like that.
So, how many doors are there? Again?
There are 5. And as soon
doors.
as you open the 5th door, 4 more doors will appear as well in the circle. This one is platinum, white,
Doors.
and
So many
one door
doors.
with a Y on it, and one door with a sun on it. A platinum door, a white door, a Y door, and a sun door.
I go towards the sun door.
You're going to open the sun door, Moxie, and what you're going to see is... First, you're going to see a scene behind the door. And the scene is the Kanto wall. And you're going to see the Kanto wall start to crack. And then a big burst. The wall, that portion of the wall falls. And all these Pokemon start streaming out. Firing blasts after blast as the Rangers come over to try to contain the situation. But it seems like the Pokemon from behind the Kanto wall are starting to attack. And as soon as that scene plays out, the door shuts and disappears.
Well, that wasn't a person.
Since we're all going around opening
Yeah,
doors, I might as well... And she goes to the Y door and opens it.
Anne goes to the Y door and opens it. And you see Dumont Academy. You see the students of Dumont Academy, and they're all in files and rows along with their Pokemon. It looks very militaristic. And you can see that one of the faculty members or administrators of the academy is basically riling up the students as if preparing them for war, as if they are being prepared to defend whatever it is that they're trying to defend. And all of the students are, checking to make sure that their armor and weapons are ready to go. The Pokemon are brandishing serum-looking things again to inject themselves with as they prepare for whatever battle is about to happen. And then when that scene plays out, the door shuts and then disappears.
I don't like where this is going.
Neither do I. Platinum door. Steven goes to the platinum door.
After
Steven.
she saw the
Yeah,
after she
but-
saw the scene in the door, she kind of goes off and kind of mumbles to herself a little bit, still pacing around.
Mm-hmm. Stephen, you open the door and you see another scene of the Saffron City, and you see that it's weird. It looks like everything that is electronic is going haywire. The traffic lights are flashing. The appliances are actually starting to attack several of the citizens in the streets. It's almost like anything electrical is turning against all of the people as they're running around in panic. And lights are flickering out. It seems like all of everything that's electrical is going against humanity, basically. And then the door shuts and disappears.
Okay, that's not good.
Yeah,
All of this is not good.
Charlie goes for the last door, really apprehensively, kind of looking through his hands like this, and opens it.
Charlie, you see the Alolan Islands. This is your hometown where you live. And it looks beautiful, breathtaking, sunny. So you're like, okay, well, this is not nearly as horrible as any of the other doors. But then the weather changes. It starts to grow dark and stormy. The wind starts picking up. And there's almost like, you see this wave come up, almost like a tsunami. And you see flashes of lightning, and in the distance you see some sort of battle as more Pokemon are attacking. It seems like more Pokemon are attacking the Alolan Islands. Children are running around scared, looking for their parents. Fires are breaking out. Buildings are being destroyed. And it looks like whatever is happening worldwide, not just in Kanto. And then the door shuts.
Let me reiterate, I don't like this.
Well,
I hate this.
that's kinda what to be expected. This is Darkrai's place. He likes nightmares.
Could there
Why?
be a possibility that this is the future?
Whatever Legendary's doing this probably needs to go to therapy or something. I don't know.
Steven mutters to himself. Not any vision I have seen.
Everyone roll we'll say an occult again, or a focus. I'll say occult or focus. Steven and Moxie. So, there's a lot of theories around Darkrai. Some people think that Darkrai is an evil Pokemon, and everything that he does is bad, and it's a very popular thought that Darkrai is an evil Pokemon. Other people see Darkrai as maybe not necessarily good, but more neutral, and that when people have nightmares that are believed to be from Darkrai, some people see it as a bad omen, while other people see it as a warning of what could happen, and therefore the nightmare might be bad, but the intent behind the nightmare might be more as a warning as opposed to a threat, if that makes sense.
So this is more like a worst case scenario type thing.
I'm just telling you that's what you are aware of. How you interpret that is up to you. So that's what you know. So I'm gonna say however you interpret that, but at least you know that that is some of the theories around Darkrai, is that he might not necessarily be bad. So what he's showing you might just be, I'm just informing you that this could happen. What you do with that information is what you will. But however you want to interpret it is up to you.
Okay. Why would Darkrai put us there so as these people, so as those, well, visions, and just why? What's the reason? If anything, this could say that Darkrai is just warning us.
I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this.
Hey, neither do I.
It is at this moment that you realize that you're not alone. The four of you notice, like almost as if the person just appeared, there's a fifth person in this area with you. And that person is someone that I don't think you've seen. You don't think you've ever seen this person before, but something about them feels familiar for whatever reason. And that person looks like this. This individual person, it's a little bit ambiguous for you to determine whether it's a boy or a girl. They're ambiguously, you're not really sure if it's a boy or a girl. But this person is looking at the four of you, and he, she, they are looking at you wide-eyed. Oh, Arceus, the fifth person says.
I would have used a more colorful phrase, but sure.
Charlie? Charlie, is that you?
I'm sorry.
And then he goes, he looks around and says, Steven, Moxie, Annie. So it's true. So it's true, you are all here.
Wait, you know something?
And Charlie, you're alive. You're alive.
Okay, that's not good.
I certainly hope so.
Oh god. What are you talking about? This is really weird for us.
Okay, now we can change things. Now we can swing things over. I'm so glad. I have been hoping this would happen.
Wait, you know us?
Yeah.
Were you at the meet and greet?
Don't you remember me? Cam Rays? You guys doesn't ring a bell.
Sorry, no.
I do not remember Cam. I do not.
Is that from?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
We've never met before? He looks very puzzled.
No, I don't think so. At least we don't remember you.
Great, that makes this a little bit harder. I guess I don't exist here then.
Wait, here? Wait. I'm just gonna go over in the corner, just for a little bit, just clear my head before I have another meltdown.
Yeah, look, so this is probably a lot all at once, but sorry, it's just, I'm just really happy to see you guys, even though you don't really know me, but that's okay, we can work with that, because now that you guys are here, we actually have a fighting chance. We might actually be able to stop the war from happening.
War? Fighting? Me?
The Pokemon War.
Well,
You've seen the visions, right? You've seen the visions, right?
Well, yeah. That's.
can
At
defend
least
myself
just
pretty
now.
well. I don't know about everyone else, but
Those were
That is what I'm trying to prevent. And I need you guys to help me. Because you're the only ones who can.
wait.
I'm just a
I'm sorry, what?
baker.
I'm just an artist. I'm
Steven says quiet
a
about
rich
this.
family cast-off. What can I do?
Oh, wow. Some of you guys are way different than your other counterparts. Okay. Well, we might have to start. We might have to start a little bit from the beginning, but that's okay. We can still do this.
Okay.
All right. Maybe let me humor me for a second. Let me try to explain so that you can sort of absorb this. So, have you guys heard of Hoopa? The Pokemon Hoopa? Yeah. More specifically, Hoopa is the Pokemon that can travel between parallel universes.
Oh, Arceus.
Are you following me so far?
Yeah.
Kind of.
I'm from a completely different world from yours, if you can believe that. Where you're dead, but that's okay, you're alive here. And if we work together, we can make sure that you stay alive.
Smiling and nodding. Smiling and nodding.
Steven's interested.
I would very much like to stay alive, yes.
Alright. So, do you guys have... Let me ask you this. Do you guys have a Team Flare in this world? I don't think any of you would have heard of Team Flare.
No.
Okay. So,
Her
Team
face is
Flare
kind of
is
vacant.
sort of like Team Rocket in my part of the universe. And, well, maybe saying that there are like Team Rocket is kind of stretching it a bit, because ooh. So, hey, hear me out. Team Flare was trying to make the world a better place by making the world more beautiful, and they took it to the extreme and made a device, some sort of weapon that determined which... Oh, this sounds really bad when I put it this way. Determined what was good for the world and what was not good for the world. So the weapon fired, and so I was not really heavily involved with them, but I want to make things right, and I want to make sure that this world has a chance, because my world pretty much lost its chance. So I came here to make things right, and the four of you were basically my best friends there on Team Flare.
I had
How'd you get
friends.
here?
That's new.
We were on a what? We were on a terrorist team? What?
We weren't terrorists.
Oh.
I didn't say the word terrorist.
You said team. It was like Team Rocket. Team Rocket. Terrorist.
Yeah, not
The
good thing.
5 of us were in it, whether you liked it or not. The 5 of us were in it. Moxie was actually the one who determined which Pokemon should live and which Pokemon should die. Moxie was the one. Well, I mean, Moxie.
This is all kinds of bad on so many levels. I'm just.
Well,
Ugh.
certain Pokemon were really dangerous. Not only to other people, but to other Pokemon as well. And Moxie was the one who did a lot of research and determined which Pokemon needed to stay and which Pokemon needed to go. You know that that Pokemon are dangerous, Moxie, right? I mean, wouldn't the world be a better place if certain Pokemon weren't around anymore?
But nature, balance. If one species goes extinct, the rest can go kaploof. That's nature.
Cam is waiting for Moxie's response to that.
Whatever happened in another world doesn't really matter here. How did you get here? How did you jump worlds?
Like I said, he says as he holds up a hoop around his wrist. I made a deal with Hoopa. And I said I wanted to make things better. And this is my chance to make things better.
Well, that's certainly something.
Steven, you were
Yes.
the guy who was in charge of the weapon. You were the one who fired the weapon.
Oh,
Your brilliant techie mind with your computers. Tell me that you have Theta here. You do have Theta here, right?
yes.
Oh, good. Then we actually have a chance.
Okay, I put the weapon.
And Charlie,
I-
no. Charlie, you were not actually a fighter, but we needed people in Team Flare to keep the lights on, so you were our cook, basically.
That doesn't really change me from here, does it?
And some people who disagreed with what we were doing attacked one of our bases, and you were completely innocent, you didn't do anything, but they shot you anyway.
I don't want to be shot. I don't like being shot. No. No, thank
Yeah,
you.
I don't want any of us to be shot. And Annie, your entire family were like pretty much the public face of our organization. Like your mom and your dad, they were really powerful political figures. And you basically were sort of like the go-between between Team Flare and your parents, pretty much. You were the ones who helped us get all our funding.
So my parents actually cared about me.
Yeah, they did. You were actually, they were so proud of you too. You were exactly the daughter that they wanted. You were the perfect daughter.
So as a total complete piece of shit, great.
Well, don't say that. I mean, what exactly, what office do you hold right now? Are you a senator?
I'm a
Are you a
tattoo
governor?
artist.
Oh, wow. Well, that's
They cast
different.
me off and hate me, and I was the test child. I was useless.
Wait, test child? What do you mean test child?
You know, the first child that you test.
Wait. First child? You're an only child.
That didn't exist.
Who?
No wonder I was a total complete piece of shit.
What?
My little sis.
And you're not making. You have a little sister here? Okay,
Yeah,
that's also
she's the light
new.
of my life.
That's also new. Okay.
Wait.
All right.
My brother. What? Did you know about my family? Or
Yeah. Your brother? Yeah. What about your brother?
he's still there?
Yeah. He took your death pretty badly, actually.
I shouldn't have asked. I'm gonna be okay. That's...
Steven was going to ask something, but he's not going to.
So, let me ask you this: have your aura powers kicked in?
Yeah, they kicked in. They kicked in when I was like, when Nevi was a toddler, and I felt her having a nightmare, and I went into her crib, and Mom and Dad found me hanging upside down with her clutched to my chest in the morning. How did I
Cool.
get my aura powers in the other world or dimension or whatever without Nev?
Oh, you reacted to the fist plate that your parents had.
The what? The what?
You know about the Arceus plates, right?
Kind of. They're like holy artifacts or something, but I don't know what that has to do with me.
You basically were exposed to it, and it reacted to you for some reason, and it gave you your aura powers.
Wait.
Well, I don't
do
have
not
any aura
remember
powers.
being in contact with anything of that crap. I do not remember that in the slightest.
So, wait, you have... But you said you knew about your aura powers, right?
Yeah, since I
You
was
never knew
like,
how you got them?
how I got. I just thought it was some sort of fluke thing. I never met my grandparents. One of them must have had it. I just assumed.
Well, but you've used it before, right? You know, to project
Yeah.
yourself different places. You can astral project. So you can astral project. So you can actually be in two places at once, if you wanted to.
In that universe or in this universe?
In this universe. In both universes, actually. You astral project. That's what your aura power does.
I've been working on it with Hazel. Yeah, I can astral project, or I can project, yeah.
He's gonna turn to you, Steven, and he's gonna say, wait, you said you don't have aura powers? So you don't have your premonitions? You don't have your dreams?
Wait, those are aura powers? Yes, I
Yeah.
have.
That's pretty much how we got really
successful.
successful. You were able to predict a lot of stuff that could have happened, that could have happened, and we were able to prevent them from happening.
I don't even know what my powers are. I have had no idea those were our powers. I'm just. What?
Your premonitions were really useful for Team Flare. Moxie, how about you? You have your abilities, right?
My abilities.
Yeah. You can conjure up an aura barrier, right? Nothing can penetrate through those.
Yeah, remind me not to eat Chinese food for a while.
And Charlie, energy transference, right? Yes? Energy transference?
What?
You can transfer aura from one creature to another, like healing abilities.
The only thing I can do okay are cakes.
Yeah, but you also are extremely powerful with energy transference, aura-wise.
This is so weird.
Okay, so maybe some of your powers haven't come out yet. But that's okay. We can do some training and get you back up to speed. But I need you guys to help stop the Pokemon War from happening. If we don't, then pretty much what you saw in your visions is going to come true. No? Charlie?
No.
This
I
is
don't-
so out of nowhere and weird and
I don't think I'm ready for that, but I don't want my hometown, my everything to. But what happened to
This is
Carolyn the
weird.
last time? I just.
Come on, guys. Moxie, Steven, you'll help me, right? You can't just see this happening and not try to stop it.
no,
Steven,
of course, no, of
the
course
things
not.
that you
I'm
see,
not.
don't you want?
Of course, I want to stop them. I always wanted to pretend, just stop them from happening. Just all this is coming so fast.
Well, we have time, I think. I don't think it's supposed to happen for at least a while. But I don't think we can sit on our hands in the meantime either. I think it's supposed to happen within the next year, but I don't know how soon within the next year. I think we still have some time, though.
Okay, I want to know a couple things. Just a couple
Sure.
questions. In that universe, was I normal? Like, I
What-
don't
what do
mean
you mean
like
by
aura
normal?
power thing. Like, no meltdowns, learning to read at the right time, like, and doing normal stuff.
You seem, I mean, other than your abilities, you seem normal to me.
Yeah, I just. I. To prevent the world from falling down, all of this is just nuts.
You tell me.
Yeah, sorry. I wasn't. I guess a lot of this is a lot to absorb. Just think about it at least. Because, I mean, otherwise, I don't know what to do. I've been trying to find ways to stop the war, but then I got thrown in jail, and then I got out, and now that I'm out, I want to make sure that I do this right.
Let me ask you something. Do
Sure,
you
Steven.
know... Is the other doors still there?
The other doors, yes.
Yeah, the 5 doors. Do you know any of these people? And Steven shows them people from the door behind the doors.
He looks at the people behind the doors. Oh, Arceus, there she is. Oh boy. And he looks very, very... His face goes white when he sees Noir.
You know one of them?
Yes, I do. She's actually the other reason I came here. Believe it or not. Do you know Noir? Sinclair?
Drawing a blank?
No.
She was my fiancée.
Oh.
She ended up coming here as well. And part of the reason why I
Okay.
came was to go after her too.
Okay.
Mostly to say I'm sorry for what happened. She didn't deserve what happened to her over there. I don't want to get into her business, but it wasn't good.
Are all the doors in the of the sleeping people open?
Yeah,
Or specifically, is Cassie's door open?
Cassie's door's open.
Gonna look at the door where Cassie's and like, wait a minute. My little sister's best friend somehow roped into this. Great. And by extension, she might be swept up into this.
I also recognize that girl, Molly. She was in the correctional facility with me, actually. But other than that, I don't think I recognize any of the other 3. What do you think this means?
Well, I'm guessing they're somehow related to what's going to happen.
Yes.
So you think they're involved too?
Well, it seems like it, why else would Darkrai show us these?
What would happen if we tried to wake them up? I
I don't know.
not
Good
entirely
question.
sure I want to try.
Okay. You will, who are you going to try to wake up then?
Cassie,
Alright. Charlie, you're going to go over to Cassie, and are you just going to try to push her
Yeah, shake her gently, then a little.
You're gonna shake her gently, and you will see Cassie, as you're trying to wake Cassie up, Cassie will start to stir, and you'll see her eyes start to open, and as soon as she looks in your direction, she disappears, and her door disappears, but you're still in that space. So the bedroom around you plus the door disappears when Cassie wakes up.
If
Did
I'm
you
going
wake
to,
her up for real?
Is that
well,
I think I did.
if I'm getting this, if I'm thinking this, how I think this means, I'm thinking we're waking them up to whatever this is going to happen.
Oh, I hope I didn't ruin our night.